Okay, floor gang. Woo! Okay, we're going to go through. It's called me some PewDiePie. Okay, we're going to go through today how to do a calm pickup. This is going to be, I can't remember exactly what techniques are used in this, but mainly it's groundedness. This is going to show groundedness, how to pass tests in a grounded way. So I didn't fucking record it, so I'm going to have to do it again. 50 Shades of Grey went through, that's all about passing tests by amplifying it or laughing it off and making the girl like look you silly to create tension. Tests are about creating tension or ignoring tension from your point and your side, and it's just on them. So this one we're going to show is all about passing tests by basically ignoring them. Iron is the best pickup of all time. Wasn't supposed to be a pickup. I don't even think he realizes he's picking her up, but he's picking her up. And I'd like to just show this and then break it down. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to break it down, but you can go watch it start to finish. I actually reckon pause here, go watch this video, then come back and I'll break it down for you, okay? So go look it up. It's called Why You Smile. This is called Thai English Why You Smile. So go look that up. It's really funny. She's trying to make it funny, but I want to break it down why she's so attracted to him by the end. But go watch it first because you'll probably miss all these things I'm about to show. Okay, so pause it, go watch it, come back. Okay, welcome back. Now we're going to go through this video. We're going to go through it step by step. I want to show it from the very start. So before we even start, the context is that she is interviewing. I mean, the better context is going to be that she's interviewing you, not that you're interviewing her. So if you can do demonstrating value in an environment, now this value is hypergamous. So the reason I want to show this, now next time I actually just go, I really want to go through, but I've written it's really long about how attraction works in the stages, but this is hypergamous, he's Western, right? So I'll put a link to a video. I'll make a video next about how hypergamy relates to attraction and the stages of attraction and the five stages of attraction and love, how it leads to love, and where hypergamy plays a part. But basically, hypergamy comes down to safety. You feel safe in a group. Now, if your country and group and stuff is safe, you want to stay in that country and group. Now, if your country and group isn't safe and your environment isn't safe and your situation isn't safe, you kind of want to get out of that environment to another one. If you're in a war-torn country, you want to get to a country which isn't war-torn. So Thai is a military government and it's a fairly unstable country, have no welfare and things like that. So it's not a very stable country. So being British is very important. Now that comes into play in this video a lot because of the way he talks. So let's start. Okay, first of all, he's responding to what she's saying, so he's showing respect. So he's showing politeness. Now, I mean, you might skip over this and just think it's nothing, but the way he's talking is very polite. It's also somewhat a little bit condescending. Hi, my name's Chris, but it's in a way that's like, look, I'm above you in a very soft and nice way. It's like, I'm actually trying to help you. He's clearly listening to what she's saying. She heard what she said and he's responding to it. And he sounds very nice and genuine. But the point is, it's coming across a little bit condescending, but it's creating value. It's like, I'm very well-spoken British guy. Hypergamously, it's going to kick in. This is a higher value country. And his accent is a very high value accent from that country. Even if you're from England and you hear that accent, he sounds like he's part of the royal family, right? Very, not like that, oh, hello, it sounds very, very well spoken not in a contrived way in any capacity. It's genuine. I'm from a nice part of England and I'm from, I don't know what it's called, Coventry or no, not Liverpool. I'm from this nice part of the country, and that's immediately heard. So 8 seconds in, people love to discount the first 5 10 seconds as if it means something. It does mean something. It's got a nice vocabulary, a nice voice. This is the first thing someone hears. They hear your vocabulary, and it's either pleasant or not. So look at her. She's looking straight at his mouth. That's because what has just come out of his mouth just sounds like pure gold. It's a beautiful, nice accent, and he sounds very well spoken. Just look straight at his mouth. It's like, I want to kiss you already. But that thing that just came out of your mouth, that beautiful sound, is amazing. I think that was a test. I think she heard what she said, and that was a test. And he just ignored it as if it didn't mean anything. So pushed the tension back on her. Forced her to get Chris. And then she's going, oh, okay.
Where you from? I'm from England. You from England?
But see the top smile from England. It's almost like he's being polite. This is where politeness comes really important into attraction. Very polite, but not, and somewhat in a condescending way, but not in. And again, he's also answering very directly. He's not asking a question back. Where are you from? He's like, I'm from England. Tension, waiting for the next question. He's not bombarding her from questions. Oh, I'm England. Where are you from? Which is what most guys do. He's just sticking with it, letting the tension sit, letting her talk.
England. Where England? London. Near London. Near London. Near London. Where London?
So just fundamentally speaking, if you're from a high value place, London is a very high value place. Paris, London, New York, America, like just a higher value country than hers. I mean, fundamentally speaking, it's a higher value country than, I think they're in Bangkok or something. It's just higher value. London is a higher value place than that. So it's just demonstrating higher value straight off the start, genuinely with his voice. I mean, he sounds like one of the princes. It's a very well-spoken accent, and what comes along with that in her mind, and look, she's looking at his mouth again, because what's coming out of his mouth is value. It's like, holy shit, this guy's from London, and it's direct. It's not like, I'm from London, remember, and there's no justifying himself. I'm from London, and then like almost condescending laugh, but it's not condescending. It's like, I really want to share the positivity.
London, south of England.
See that? Like, oh, let's go back because it was important.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Your name what? My name's Chris. Chris. Sorry? Chris. Oh, please.
So I want to show you the eye contact.
Okay. Hello. Hello. Your name what?
So he's listening, and then
My name's Chris.
my name's Chris. Now look at this deep eye contact.
Chris.
Eye contact, deep, just waiting. My name's Chris. The tension's on you to now answer the question. Okay.
London, south of England.
See, just strong, deep eye contact, creating the tension and letting her fill the space and not him. She's constantly filling the space. Also notice she's moving around. He's staying very steady. He's very steady with his body language like this. I'm from London. On you now, not on me. She's jumping around, bopping here, bopping there. Focus on her a bit more at the end. So start with him.
Sorry. It's southwest London. Southwest London. Oh, okay.
See, the smile is in southwest London. He's giving her permission to smile, but it's very polite. This is what I wanted to show you. It's a very polite way to be attractive. So I'm from southwest London. The whole point we went through, we didn't post through, but we'll go through with 50 Shades of Grey. It starts with value. He's coming straight out of the gate with, I'm from London, and I'm well spoken, and I'm respectful, and I'm listening to your questions, and I'm responding to your question. If you ask me a stupid question, I'm answering it straight away, and then putting the onus on you to come up with something else. And it's very calm and relaxed. So look, very, very good manners, pardon, instead of, what the fuck you say? Like some people talk like that, right? Very, very well mannered. Very well mannered while you smile. Give me a second, I'll just let it play.
Why am I here? Why you smile? Why am I smile? Yeah, why you smile? Not sure what you're saying. I mean, you smile, why you smile? Smile.
Why you so nice? Why you so nice?
Yeah, why you smile?
Why you so nice? Okay.
Why am I smiling?
Okay, I wanted to show like he's not being condescending. He's just genuine like, what the fuck is this girl saying? Why are you so high? And he's just like, why are you smiling? He's taking it literally. Like literal is a really good way to pass tests. This is a test because this is an English speaking channel, and and it's a test because she's doing this on purpose. So he could sit there like, blah, 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 but he's like, treating it logically is a good way to pass a test, and we'll show that more as this goes on.
Hey, why are you smiling? Because I'm amused.
Just again, logical answer because I'm amused. And look at her, like she's showing anger.
Just because this is funny.
She's angry. She's like, I'm doing a professional interview, and then you're calling this funny? Huh? The fuck did you say? Look at her face. That's what she's thinking. And this, if you went back and watched this like I told you to, you probably wouldn't have picked this up. She's not. So what's happening here is he's going to stay congruent with his emotions. He's going to stay congruent with his answers, and he's going to say like, not congruent. I don't think congruency is the part of game, but he's not going to back down from what he's saying, which is what she's trying to get him to do. He's going to be consistent with it. She's like, this is funny. And she's now getting angry.
You think it's funny?
So that's a test. You think it's funny, do you? And then he says, yeah. So look, keep going with this. That's no, it's not funny. I'm interviewing you. Like I'm just emphasizing it. And and what does he do?
I'm interviewing you. Let's talk about accent.
So he just sticks with it. Yeah, it's still funny. It's not funny. I'm interviewing you. Yeah, it is funny. So he's sticking. If you look at him, his facial expression and body language is absolutely consistent. And hers is moving from here to moving from there to smiling to this. Like look at all the head movements. It's moving all over the place. Hand movements. She's doing this and this and grabbing her hair and moving around. He's staying dead grounded and centered the entire time. Okay, so.
Accent. You know, I interviewing you.
See, that's a test, and he passed it. I go, yeah, it's funny. She goes, no, it's not funny. He goes, yes, it is. But not with an attitude. Yeah, it's funny. Stay with the exact same emotion you had before that.
You know, I have like Thai accent.
So this is asking for validation, and this is asking him to qualify her, right? So this is, you know, he's shown value. He's passed a couple of tests. He's shown value from being from England. So he's answered the questions in a way. A lot of guys, like, they'll say, what are you from? And they have a guy go, guess. It's like, dude, no. Just giving you an opportunity to give a value statement. Give a fucking value statement. Say where you're from. And if it's high value, say that. If it's not, you know, try and talk up your country or say it in a way that is positive. So, I mean, I've been outgained by Thai guys 100%. But, you know, if they ask, sell the value of it. So he's already passed the value. He already created a bit of tension by her saying, is this funny? He goes, yeah, it's funny. It creates tension from her, and she's gone past it. Now, we're moving actually into qualifying. So she's like, am I good enough for you? So now, see the shift. So before it was testing, now it shifted to, you know, I actually like you, is what it's established. I've given you a test, you passed it, you've shown some value stories like, am I good enough for you? We showed this in the 50 Shades of Grey video, which I'll have to record again. But she's now, you know, I find you valuable. Do you find me valuable? So what do you think is the best answer here?
It's harder than English, yeah, but it's better than some accents. You know, many Thai people.
So she didn't get the answer she wanted. The answer she wanted was, yes, you're beautiful and you've got a beautiful accent. And he avoided that. And he just said, you know, it's not as bad as other accents. Very, very polite, calm accent, and answer and just stays honest. But she wants look at her face. I want the compliment for you that you say it's awesome.
Don't like speak Thai accent. They want to speak perfect grammar and British or American accent, so they confident.
See, so they say other people, look at her now, look how close she's getting to him. She's like, give me this thing. I want you to tell me my accent's good. Now, she obviously really likes British or American accents. So she really likes his accent. That's why she was looking at his mouth at the start. But she really likes his voice and she actually really likes him. So now she's like, can you just tell me that you like me? She's fishing for
If
it.
they have Thai accent like me, they don't like the accent what you.
So she's saying they don't like her accent. She's like, I don't like my accent. I didn't like my accent. Can you tell me that you like it? Look at her like, tell me that you like my accent.
Thinking about that.
She's like, and all she wants is, I love your accent.
Well, I think you're gonna have your accent equal me. Like,
And instead of saying, look, like, I like your accent, she's like, well, you're going to have it either way, even if it's shit.
there's nothing you can do about it. You can try and make it better over time. But if you talk with American English, you're gonna have an American accent. That's just how it is.
So she's not going to let it there because she's fishing with this compliment, right? But he's stayed congruent. He's answered it logically. Passing a test, it's like, I'm not jumping through your hoop and just telling you your accent is amazing. I'm just going to answer your questions logically as if it was a dead set answer. Because she had a definite response in mind that she wanted. And he was a pussy, he would have just said that. But he didn't. He just answered the question logically. Neil from the In-Betweeners does this really well. And I really want to break down Neil from In-Betweeners. But look, he's just answered a question logically. Just got straight through it.
Thai accent. I don't mind it, no.
Has a see her face. So there's a third time she's asked in a row. Look, some people don't like it. Said it in a different way. So, do you like the Thai accent? And he says, I don't mind it. No. And she's like, see her face? So why I'm pausing this, I really want to show her emotion. She was angry a second ago. He's staying congruently like cocky funny. He's cocky and funny, even though it's kind of accident, right? And he's joking about it. It's all a big joke to him. And that's been congruent. And he's stayed in the same position. And she's been angry a minute ago. Now she's annoyed again. Then she goes to happy. But look, that's a very annoyed face, right? Because he said, I don't mind it. Like, oh, you're supposed to tell me that you love it.
You like my Thai accent?
So she's like, again, it's the fourth or fifth time she's fishing for that compliment if you like it.
I don't mind it. Oh, okay. I'm happy to hear.
So she's like, well, that's the best I'm going to get. So I'll go with that.
I'm happy you're happy. And what about
But again, he's being polite and he's responding to what she's saying, which is really, really good.
Gamma? I spoken not good Gamma, but you think it's okay or not?
And fishing for a compliment, now what's he going to do?
You can understand enough. Like,
She's not happy with that answer. She's like, I just want, you're supposed to just compliment me. It's good, he's passing the test, just actually answering it logically.
make it a second language. I can't do that.
So that's a very humble thing to say. And that's what she was looking for.
It's better than what most English people can do. I don't know that there's a big part.
So that she's just fishing for a compliment, right? And what he said is very polite, a very well spoken, very good thing to say. But one thing I want you to understand in this part of the conversation is that girls a lot of the time don't listen to what you say; they listen to how you say it. So what he said has come across in a very endearing way, which is why she's liking him more. But it's congruent. What the core thing is that his attitude, emotions, and demeanor has stayed congruent the entire time. If I just turn off the sound and play it, let's just do it for a while. His just looks congruent and hers looks happy and then annoyed and then up and down and she's moving around. See if she gets angry. Look, look at him on his side. He looks it's the same behavior and mannerisms and body language. He's absolutely unaffected by it at all. So we'll keep going with it.
You don't understand what? Because you're a big part. And then you're a big part.
So now she's throwing a shit test as well. She understood what he said, but now she's like, I'm just going to try and put it on you because you're saying that you don't like our accent. So what about this? I understand you speak too fast.
You don't know.
And then look at what I really want to show the change in facial expression. The girls change facial expressions a lot. It goes from angry, unhappy, fast. It can be fast. Guys don't change it fast. It goes from like that to happy, which is she's happy because she's doing the test. And look, we showed this in the 50 Shades of Grey. It's just luck that you're successful. But then when you pass it, she slinks down. So So yeah, so she's trying to create
English
attention.
people can do. I don't understand you some big part.
So she's like, I've got one over on you. But then he doesn't care. She's not, I haven't got one over on you. This is how fast girls' emotions change. So she thought she'd gone over him, and then eventually, I didn't, and she slinks down again because he's passed the test. He just.
You don't understand what? Because
So that's such a good way to pass the test. I forgot he said that. So she said you speak too fast, and she's like, she was expecting an oh shit, sorry, I speak too fast. And she's like slunk because he didn't go along with what she said, which is what you need to do. And then he's like, what did you say? And then she's like, oh,
big
fuck.
part. A big what?
Big what? It's literally like not understanding, but it's passing the test by not understanding.
Use a big part. I'm a big part. When you speak to me, use a big part.
See, but look, she really wants to say, oh, what? Who do you think you are, right? And because now she's had to say it 3-4 times, it's just lost all that power. So I'm going, what did you say? What did you say? What did you say? But in a very, very polite way. Politeness is very, very important here.
Big smile. When I speak to you, I have a big smile. No, I say use a big part. I have a big part. I speak too fast. Yes, yes.
Yes. Like, so by being really polite and just kind of ignoring what she's saying, it's completely passed the test. And it's created tension on her side, not tension on his side.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can't help that. I just speak normally, and maybe I should try and slow down. Okay, what do you like about Thailand?
But see, that's what she was going for. Look, sometimes you have, like, you can break the tension. Probably would have been better there as if you just kept the tension going. Or maybe, like, spin it back on her. But that's what she was looking for. You can see that. That's what I wanted to show. Is she's pushing it 3, 4, 5 times. So happy she wasn't deflated. But he's already passed the test well by that point on accident. So it's fine for him to say, oh, I'm sorry. I'll try and slow down. But that's not the better thing to say. It's to keep the tension.
What I like about Thailand? Cheap beer. Cheap beer. You like beer? Yeah, but I don't really like beer. I like cider, but they don't have cider here. But cheap beer, cheap alcohol. Everything's cheaper. Food is cheaper. Coca-Cola's cheaper. Everything's cheaper. Cheaper's better. I don't understand.
So that I don't understand is purely just a test. But he doesn't like get annoyed and go, oh, shut the fuck up. He just, again, congruent with just the same attitude he had before. He's unaffected by her. So now it's like an even bigger test. See her face, like, testing you. Who's hotter, Thailand or what are you going to say? You're going to say just to tease me?
Yeah, they can be hot in both.
Yeah, come in. Come in.
Yeah, they're both beautiful in their own way, you know. I mean, more beautiful too. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, you answer. Thank you for.
Hey, just see what to say.
I mean, more beautiful. Yeah, they're both beautiful in their own way, you know. I mean, more beautiful too. Yeah.
Okay, so
So you Thailand or in England, beautiful. Yeah, they're both beautiful in their own way.
so again, it's a test, and he just ignores the test and goes straight into. So what she's looking for is feeding for a specific response. By ignoring the response, is creating tension. Molly is fine. So he creates tension by ignoring the response, but she doesn't get the response that she wants, so she asks it again. Recording, shut up.
Okay, I like your answer. Thank you for
So, but fishing for it for 3 or 4 times is okay to answer, just like he did before. He's done this by not understanding, and that's why he's passed the test. Because if he answered that straight away, he just looked really, really weak. So she's really trying to pull back the power by saying she doesn't understand, which she absolutely does. So this is a test. Are you just going to say exactly what I want you to say, or not? So yeah, he didn't give her the answer she wanted, which was just, oh, inside hotter. So she's fishing for it again, just like she did before, fishing for the answer she wants 4 or 5 times, just fishing for it again, but has ignored it once. And what's really important is just his congruence. He just stays steady in who he is. He doesn't actually react to her at all.
Yeah, they're both beautiful in their own way.
Again, he ignores the response that she wants and gives another response that she doesn't want. So what's she going to do? She's going to go and fish again for the response she wants.
No, I mean more beautiful.
So you got to understand what's going on in the interaction. She's just wanting a specific response. Girls don't actually really talk in a logical way like we do. They talk like, they speak with an intention where we just say things logically. So because he's answered every single question she said logically, everything he's answered has been on face value. That's why he keeps answering so many times. And he does it with, when you add manners to that, he's very well mannered. So he doesn't want to say it to be rude. So he's constantly saying with well mannered and ignoring the underlying intention rather than going with the underlying intention. He's going to keep fishing. So that's what she's going for, right? But that's the end of it.
That's not bad. Thank you for giving today. That's fine. I hope you had fun. I hope you have fun tonight. Bye-bye. I had fun, yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so the core thing that happened in that video is just congruence. She goes through a whole range of emotions. She's testing him the whole time. She says like, what, you don't like this fucking interview? And he stays with the same energy the entire way through. Now, if you watch this without, maybe we'll do it, but if you completely turn the sound off, he's there in his body language and movement. It stays steady the entire time. She's jumping around. She's angry 1 second, then she's excited, then she's testing and pushing for a response, and he stays absolutely steady the whole way through. Kind of because it just doesn't really understand what's going on, and to him it's just funny. But the whole time to him it's just funny, and he never goes out of that frame no matter what. Added on top of that, from the start, he's very, very, very polite. The politeness is really, really, really important. Yeah, I'll show you just from the very, very start. We'll play it one more time, how important politeness and manners really are.
Your name. Okay. Hello. Your name what? My name's Chris. Sorry? Chris. Oh.
So from the very start, he's very, very well spoken, very polite, and is listening to everything she's saying and responding directly to what she's saying. So few people do that. Just doing that puts you in a league of your own. Just listening to what someone says, irrespective of how stupid or moronic it might sound, or how irritating the same question is 4 or 5 times, he's patiently answering the same question 4 or 5 times in no rush. He's not asking any questions back. It's like, it's Chris, what's your name? He just politely answers her questions. And it is a test because she actually heard him. That's the whole point of the video. But she heard him and she's testing, and he's not reacting. He's just being polite and saying it's Chris. But he's not saying it's Chris, what's your name? He's just answering. So throughout this video, he answers, is comfortable in the tension, and builds the tension by not going along with what she wants. Okay, so in this was about passing tests in a way that is calm, being polite and calm. So staying steady to the emotional frame that you're in, and understand that emotions and state you're in is more important than what you say, but staying steady with it and doing it with manners and politeness. I'm going to just stop sharing that. So I tried to record it. I'm going to record it now with Gab. Gab's going to do it with me. We tried to record 50 Shades of Grey. In 50 Shades of Grey, he passes the test, building the same tension. He doesn't answer the questions as well. In 50 Shades of Grey, he answers the question, doesn't answer the question, doesn't ask the question back. But in 50 Shades of Grey, he amplifies all the answers. He amplifies them, right? In this situation, he answers them very logically. So I want to go through Neil from In Between as he does the same thing. She's like, what's your name? It was all tests. And instead of saying like exaggerating, it's just answering them. Listening, and by listening and being polite, just answering these questions very calmly, even though they're stupid. And then when there's tests, like, you know, give me a compliment. He's not complimenting, but answering logically and politely. And even though she throws it at him 4 or 5 times, he's still like answering politely, calmly. Him, it's kind of a joke, but he's not caving in and giving her the answer she wants. Maybe after 5 or 6 times he does, but that's with strong politeness and holding the frame. So that's a way to pass tests, with massive politeness and calmness and listening and being present. So we're gonna have to do 50 Shades of Grey again. We'll do this now.